As usual, it's short quali and a 50% race distance. Just 15 on the grid. And we'll wait for somebody to go out onto the track and we'll follow them on their first hot lap. So quite a few missing today. Good evening to Miller Vanilla in the chat over on DRL UK. Excuse me for a bit of a cough tonight. And Sime is the first out onto the track. In the Alpine today. Simon Swanton, of course, battling out the Monday Night Championship, and teammates over here on the Thursday Night Championship. Evening to Bazza in the chat. Back, of course, next Monday and Thursday with more DRS action, as well as hopefully Blobby Mondays on Monday night is going to be a bit better than last time, where it lasted about 15 seconds and it ended in Baker's arse, and it was bad for both of us. Hello to Wabstar in the chat. I am racing with Baker later on, so I won't be streaming Baker's socials on Thursday rather than Friday this week. So do join us over on kick.com/BakerPlays for some social racing from 10 PM. No, I'm not in the Thursday league anymore, mate. Can't do too many Thursdays. Still got some Europa League games to go. Trip to Seville in December. All the Thursdays I can do, I will be here doing DRS Extreme. And every week doing Mondays as Sime sets the fastest lap to start us off with the 1:17.0. Joker has joined a bit late. Hopefully he can get in. Jens just behind, also on a 1:17.0. Keith with a 1:17.8. Kevin a 1:17.9. UJ 1:16.9 takes provisional pole in the early going. Kevin 1:17.9, Easy Life 1:18.9. UJ getting nicely out of the way. Here is Brad. And let's do some on board during qualifying. And Brad does a 1:17.2 and goes into fourth. Senna is 5th, 117.6 for him. His Ninjas. Ninjas was a 118.6, and that's P8 for now. Here's Jaden in the other Williams. Slug's on an out lap. Sloth is also on his flying lap. I'll try and pick him up at the end of Jaden's lap here. And Jaden appears to have given up.
These are our dreams.
An experience where I felt that my disability was seen as a negative or a weakness. I applied for university to do physiotherapy, and I was told when I was being assessed that they'd never had anyone like me, so they didn't think I'd be able to do the course. People saw that disability as a weakness and not a strength, and I see this disability as a strength, a tool, something that can give back. Ask me if I'm confident and I'm comfortable. Don't assume that I'm not.
We've got a plan to change the world of credit for better, one small good thing at a time. Like letting you know if you'll be accepted before you apply, without affecting your credit score. Just the way it should be. Capital One, that's one good thing.
Nice, right?
What's going on?
I don't know if this will get to you.
Joker not far behind. And Joker comes across in a 118.1, and that's P12 for him. Just Al Newt left to set a lap, and he is on an out lap. Here's UJ. Is UJ going to take that pole back? He is! 116.6 for UJ. And back onto provisional pole for UJ ahead of Buddy's Vengeance. Here's Brad starting another flyer. We will try and keep an eye on Al Newt as he's on his flying lap also. Brad's doing through sector 2. 3/10 up. Swanton has gone third with a 1:16.9. Brad is in about that ballpark at the moment. Let's see. Then we'll go and see Al Newt. But Brad goes across the line, 1:16.9 as well in 4th there. Here is Al Newt. And he is well down, that's a 1:22. And that's going to be clear last. Jaden, a 1:16.7, goes second. Syme is a 10th or so down, and he is going to pit. Jens is up on his time. A thrilling qualifying session here in Portugal at the moment. And still 6 minutes or so to go. So everyone is going to have a big run, but look at Jens here. He's 6/10 up through sector 2. Had a bit of a wobble there on getting the accelerator down, and could that cost him a potential pole position time here? We shall see. It's still pole for Jens, 1:16.5. Pole for the Ferrari for now. But UJ, Jaden and Buddy will still have more opportunity. In fact, the top 6 now, all under the 1:17 mark set by Syme on the first lap of the session. Senna is well down. Kevin is well up. We'll stay with Kevin. Kevin does a 1:17.0, and that puts him up to 8th. Good lap from him. Sloth starting another attempt. And he's doing well to dive out of the way there. Through the first couple of corners. Awkward facing it stuck in the way. Our Newt has now improved to 1:17.9. So the top 6 all in the 1:16s. 7 to 30 in the 1:17s. And the back 3 at the moment, including both the McLarens, in the 1:18s. Thank you to my teammate Noodles for the follow the other day. My Monday night teammate. Always good when you drive a Red Bull to have a Flying Dutchman. And certainly the Checo Perez does that there. Here comes Sloth up towards the line. The 1:17.3 for Sloth. Stays in the midfield in 9th place. We go to Buddy's Vengeance, who has managed to get a 10th off his time through turn 1, sector 1, sorry. Let's see what he can do for the remainder of the lap. It's just over a 10th. Needs to drag a little bit more out of it. There it comes then, up over the crest. 116.5, he's second. P2 for Money's Vengeance. Swanton a couple of seconds over. Symes slightly over. Flying over the crest and doesn't improve. Finally not improving on this attempt. UJ's on an outlap. As you saw him just being passed there. Keeps well down. Smug is starting another hot lap now, so we'll stay with him. Jaden's back out on track. Jens leaving it right to the last minute, or maybe thinks he's done enough. Brad is on his way back out. UJ starts his fast lap. Buddy's Vengeance has had enough. Will he stay on the front row? We shall see. This is Smug. Jens is coming out. He's going to have to get around quite quickly, as we have just 1 minute or so left in the session. Here comes Smug. And he improved from P11. He improves his time, but not his placing. Let's go and see UJ. He's a 10th up. Here comes UJ. Is he going to break that front row? Just 20 seconds left in the session, and UJ is abandoning the lap. So UJ is not going to do anything. Jaden starting his next flyer. Swanton's well down, so it won't be him. Checkered flag is out. So we go to Keith, who's well over. Then it's a Ferrari. That's Smug. He's well over as well. So it's back to Brad. Who will be the next one over the line? And after that we've got Joker, who's currently last. Here comes Brad. And doesn't improve. So how is Joker doing? Joker's right on the cusp and in fact has slowed before the line. So Joker is not going to improve. Who's next round? Jaden is not going to improve. Ninjas doesn't improve. Here's Al Newt. And Kevin, and that is it. So pole goes to Jens. Buddy's Vengeance second, UJ in third, then it's Jaden, Swanton, Brad Mason, Syme, Kevin, Sloth and Keith. Smug in 11th, Al Newt 12th, Senna 13, Ninjas 14, and the McLarens at the back of Easy Life and Joker. Still waiting, somebody being put back in the pit box. And that is that. So there we have the qualifying result. Jens puts his Ferrari on pole. Buddy's Vengeance Mercedes is second. UJ for Alfa Romeo is third, from Jaden's Williams in fourth. Swanson's Alpine from Brad Mason's Aston Martin. Then it's Symes Alpine from Kevin's AlphaTauri. Sloth's Haas from Keith's Aston Martin. Smug's Ferrari, Alnewt's Alfa Romeo, Senna's Red Bull, Ninja's Williams, and then the two McLarens, Easy Life and Joker. If you're just joining us, there will be a bit of a pause for the drivers to get their fuel loads and strategies sorted out. I once again apologise for the slightly bunged up sound of my voice this evening. Bit of a winter head cold coming on. Bit of a sniffle. So apologies for that. Hope that doesn't ruin your enjoyment of the race. If you're watching on DRL UK, you will shortly see some graphics detailing the league standings. And if you're watching on my channel, then you just have to listen to me and I'll tell you them, which I will do now. So here we are, the Thursday Championship, the DRS Extreme. And here we have Jacob is in the lead in the championship and he's not here today. So UJ and Buddy's Vengeance have a chance to close the gap. Syme is fourth. Then a big gap back to Ben Lane and Joker. For the Pro-Am, Swanton leads the way from Ben Lane and Smug and Joker, who are all level on 80 points, 12 points behind Swanton. Then there's a big gap to TMK and Kevin. And in the Constructors, Alpine lead the way, Swanton and Syme doing the business. From Haas by 28 points. Ferrari just a point further back. Then it's Mercedes and McLaren tied on 141 from Alfa Romeo, Williams and Red Bull right in the back. They were on 0 points through the first 5 rounds. They're now on 9. That brings you right up to date. Some lovely graphics there on the DRL channel. With Jacob's absence, UJ and Co will be looking to close the gap. Maybe even take the lead. I will take you through all the tyre choices on the formation lap. Often some differing opinions, which adds to the unpredictability of the race. Usually Buddy's Vengeance is one for some crazy strategies, sometimes helping and sometimes not. And he also seems to be one of the experts at tyre management on the game. So we just await the formation lap. Here we go. And we are underway on that formation lap. And as you can see, big differing opinions here. Jens on pole on hard tyres for Ferrari. Buddy's Vengeance and UJ are on softs. Jaden's on hards for Williams. Both Alpines and Brad in between them, they're all on softs. Kevin's AlphaTauri, he's got hard tyres fitted. And then the first medium runner is in 9th, and that's Sloth in the Haas. The game suggests soft medium or soft hard. 33 lap race. Keith on softs in 10th. Then it's Smug, Al Newt, Senna, Ninjas and Easy Life all on the mediums. And Joker having a little power slide there to warm his tyres. He's on softs at the back. So they come round to restart on the grid. We have a front view this time, which is helpful. The race on Monday managed to pass without many huge incidents and hardly any DNFs. And not a safety car in the whole race. So, well done to everyone for that. And let's see what this one has in store. Bazza says good luck to everyone in the chat. Easy Life and Joker have been disqualified for parking. Everyone else seems to have got it right. Bit of messing about with the order. And it's 5 lights out and away we go. So Jens tries to cut Buddy's Vengeance off and UJ's going to go around the outside. UJ around the outside in contact with Jens. UJ leads. UJ into the lead. He had to go off the track to do it. But does take the lead of the race from Jens. Buddy's Vengeance is 3rd. Swanton and Syme have made a good start. Somebody's off at the back, and that's the Sloth. Sloth is off at the back. And Buddy's Vengeance takes Jens. It's not been a good start on the hard tyres for Jens. It's gone from 1st to 3rd. He's now got Swanton for company. Joker has jumped up to 12th place and is fighting with Al Newt for 11th. There is Joker up to 11th place from the back of the field. Good start for him. Swanton passing Jens. Trying to go around the long way. Soft tyres. He's got it done. Swanton up to 3rd ahead of Jens. Jaden might get passed here by Syme. Indeed he does. And also by Brad. The soft tyres not lighting up at the moment for Jaden, Jens and Kevin. UJ leads from Buddy's Vengeance. Jens has fought back to 3rd ahead of Swanton. But for how long? Because Swanton's going to go up his inside. Swanton retaking 3rd, is he? Not quite. Jens fighting that well. Swanton's got his teammate right in behind him now. And into the pits at the back are Al Newt and Senna. So possibly a connection between those two. Ignore the silly timings on Jaden, Kevin, Ninja and Sloth. They are just, again, being silly. This battle for third place. Swanton and Jens again. And Swanton gets it done this time. And Syme's going to try and follow, and they're 3 wide down the straight. 3 wide down the straight. Who's going to make it down first? Syme's going to try and take both of them. And contact, and a big crash. A big crash, and Syme is out of the race. And Brad Mason has spun, and it's a virtual safety car. Syme is out. Jens and Swanton and Brad all involved. Let's see if anyone has got any damage. Jens seems to look okay, as does Swanton. I think Brad did get damage. Indeed he did. He's broken his entire front wing. We're under VSC for the moment. And that was a big accident. And Syme out of the race. Al Newt has got a drive through. And the VSC has ended. The buddies seem to get a good jump on UJ on that VSC. He's closed back up to within a second. Smug is up to 7th place now, behind Kevin and Jaden, who are chasing Swanton. And into the pits comes Swanton, so maybe he did have damage. Swanton into the pits and Brad into the pits, the two who were involved in that accident. So they will drop down towards the back of the field. Buddy's closing in on UJ. Then a big gap now to Jens. Kevin in 4th, and he's got Jaden and Smug right up his bottom. Joker is up to 7th now, and Easy Life is 8th. The McLaren's doing excellently well from the back of the field. And they've done that mainly by avoiding carnage. We will keep an eye on the gap with the leaders. And as we've got 3 together here, we'll stick with this for now. Kevin in 4th, Jaden in 5th, Smug in 6th, and Joker trying to catch up on those soft tyres. Buddy's Vengeance, though, is going to take the lead. UJ's going to fight him back. Side by side. Good racing. And UJ keeps the place for now. Senna picks up a time penalty. Jaden has passed Kevin for 4th. We unfortunately couldn't be in 2 places at once on that one. UJ keeps the lead from Buddy's Vengeance. Smug and Kevin now side by side. Kevin goes wide, and that's going to enable Smug to take the place. And Kevin picks up a time penalty as well. A bad lap this one for Kevin. Al Newt picks up a time penalty as well. Buddy's going to have another go, surely. Sooner rather than later. And we've got a caution in Sector 2, and that is an Aston Martin off, and that is Keith. So Keith has got off there. Go back to the leaders. Here comes Buddy's Vengeance again. He's going to get the pass done nice and early this time down the straight. And I don't think UJ is going to be able to fight this one. Buddy's Vengeance takes the lead of the race. Smug is up to 4th, ahead now of Jaden. Jaden's going to try and fight him back. Keith is on his way into the pits. The hard tyres not proving very good so far. Joker up to 7th and Easy Life 8th from the back. Ninjas and Sloth catching Easy Life. And really catching him. Three in a line here, bit of a wobble there from Ninjas, almost let Sloth in. Easy Life's going to do well to not get past twice here in very quick succession. Tries to cover inside. Sloth's going to go for Ninjas. And Sloth goes past Ninjas. Into 9th place. And will now get after Easy Life. UJ, meanwhile, has closed up to Buddy's Vengeance. In the battle for the lead. Joker now getting to the back of Kevin. Jaden still sticking to the back of Smug. Here we go, could this be another lead change? UJ with DRS, very powerful hit. Down the straight, and UJ retakes the lead from Buddy's Vengeance. Back into the lead goes UJ. We mentioned, of course, Jacob not being here, leading the championship. Big chance for these guys as Easy Life and Sloth scrapping away, and look at Ninjas in behind them as well, and these three could now be going 3 wide as Sloth and Ninjas are past Easy Life. Ninjas picks a time penalty up, they're going wide on that corner. Joker having a go at Kevin here. Keith picks up a time penalty. Joker having a look, trying to pressure Kevin into a mistake. Little bit of a wobble though from Joker. Cost him a little bit of momentum there. Jaden's going to have another go at Smug. Buddy's Vengeance retakes the lead down the straight. And Jaden indeed does pass Smug. And Joker gets Kevin. All going on down that main straight. And another one, Ninjas, passing Sloth. A lot of overtaking action in the first quarter of this race. Almost up to a third race distance. Lap 9 of 33. And this is obviously before any tyre strategy has really come into it. How much can Jens and Jaden make up later on in the race? assuming they're going to go for soft tyres and a short stint to the end. Jens currently 7 seconds behind this leading battle. And now holding up Jaden and Smug. There's a gap back to Joker, who's got Kevin for company. Here's Jaden in a Ferrari sandwich at the moment. Easy Life has dropped back now a little from Sloth and Ninjas. We look at the Ferraris here with Jaden. UJ, is he within striking distance for another lead change? The gap is closing. Don't think he's close enough for a dive into turn 1. Jaden, however, has passed Jens and he's out of that Ferrari sandwich and up into 3rd place. Kevin and Joker running each other wide and UJ retakes the lead. And now Jaden's lost the place to both Ferraris. He was in between them, then in front of them, now he's behind them. So UJ retakes the lead from Bunny's Vengeance. Jens and Smug 3rd and 4th ahead of Jaden. And Kevin has retaken Joker. It is all go. I cannot keep up. Some excellent overtaking moves being made here in Portugal this evening. We've made it to a third race distance, lap 11 of 33 around this track. And Bunny's Vengeance is going to go for the lead again. Indeed he does. These two, it's going to be fascinating, both on the same tyres, possibly both on the same strategy altogether. Smug and Jens, no team orders at Ferrari, they are battling. They've slightly dropped Jaden back a little now. Joker's picked up a time penalty just as we go to him, and Easy Life is in the pits. Joker's possibly starting to find it hard on the soft tyres after 11 laps, which makes you wonder about when the leaders are going to pit. Undercuts, overcuts, what's going to happen? Easy Life back out on hards. He'll look to take those to the end, but he does drop down to 14th. Bunny's Vengeance with a little bit more of a gap this time. Don't think UJ is going to have enough to make a dive this time. He's half a second back. Jaden will be the one to watch as he goes after Smug. Nothing doing. Joker, can he get to Kevin? UJ's picked up a penalty, and that could be huge. That could be huge. Jaden and Smug side by side. And Jaden back in between the Ferraris again. So UJ with a penalty now. And Bunny's Vengeance will be delighted to see that, as they're having a proper battle for the lead. And they are now well clear, 8.5 seconds clear of Jens in third. Of course, Jens will go longer on the hard tyre. And hope to be speedy late on softs, potentially. UJ again too far back on this occasion. Neither of them thinking about pitting just yet. We're on lap 14. And Joker's going to get Kevin once again. Who got the DRS? Kevin did. So Kevin's going to retake the position. Really good battle between these two. 6th and 7th at the moment. Swanson, after his early pit stop, is plodding around. He's back in the top 10, in 10th place at the moment, with Brad in 11th. They were both caught up in that accident with Syme early on, which saw Syme retire. Evening to Adkins in the chat. And into the pits comes Bunny's Vengeance. UJ continues on. So let's keep an eye on where Bunny comes back out. See if he encounters traffic. Or is he going to manage the undercut? Jens, Jaden and Smug have gone through. Kevin is going through now as Joker pits as well. And Bunny is going to come out ahead of Sloth. So clear air for Bunny's Vengeance, which is crucial. He's onto the medium tyre to the end now. He just pitted there, as I was saying. Good evening to Adkins in the chat. Hope to see you in Baker's later on for some socials. Look at Ninjas now back on the back of Sloth, and now Swanton has caught them as well. Senna's picked up another time penalty. We will talk about those penalties a bit further into the race. Into the pits is Al Newt, and this could hurt Buddy. This could hurt UJ here if he's pitting this lap, because his teammate has just pitted and is still there. And he's literally leaving the pits now. Is this going to hurt Buddy? Is this going to hurt UJ's pit stop? His teammate a lap down. Only very slight pause. Smug goes past Jaden up to second. We've got a yellow in sector 1. And that's Al Newt coming back out of the pits, I believe. UJ's coming out of the pits. And Buddy's Vengeance has gone through. So maybe that Al Newt pit stop, a lap behind, has cost UJ. Buddy's Vengeance back out in front. The Ferraris are 1 and 2 though. Keith's into the pits. Second stop, I think, for him. You are watching Smug and Jaden, who are the closest on track at the moment. Swanton has passed Ninjas. And we'll have a look at him because he is going to try and make a move on Sloth. Going the long way around the outside. And Swanton takes Sloth for 7th. Jaden pulls out to pass. Al Newt's in the pits once again. And has received the pit lane speeding penalty, as has Kevin. So into the pits comes Kevin. Bunny's Vengeance, fastest lap of the race. He is not messing about. Al Newt has pit and quit. He's had enough today. Kevin dropping down the order. Sloth repassing Swanton, is he? Not quite. Al Newt's car has come back on the track. Hopefully that doesn't cause any problems. Kevin going past it there. That will pull off out of the way, hopefully, and not cause any further problems. So Al Newt out of the race. Jaden past Smug and into second. Front three yet to pit, as are Sloth and Ninja 7th and 8th. Swanton's going to need to pit again. He's back up to 6th place. Brad Mason picks up a time penalty. Into the pits comes Jens from the lead. Jaden takes the lead, but Smug is looking to take it back from him. Joker picks up a penalty. Bunny's Vengeance and UJ go past Jens, who will rejoin. Is he going to rejoin ahead or behind of Swanton? Behind Swanton. And Sloth and Ninjas and Brad. So it's bad news for Jens. He's rejoined in 9th. Brad now getting to the back of Ninjas and Sloth. Swanton up to 5th, but does need to pit again by the looks of things. Front two yet to pit, Jaden and Smug. Jens started on hards, he's gone on the mediums. Can Jaden hold it out and go for the softs? Who knows what will happen? They're going around for another lap, are the leaders, Jaden and Smug. Smug's made the mediums go 18 laps now. Jens passes Brad. And he's right in there with Ninjas as well. And he's going to get 1 or 2 or 3 places here. They could be 4 wide here. They could go 4 wide here. Jens is going to go right the way through them all, up to 6th. Brad up the inside of Sloth. Jens and Brad both passing Sloth and Ninjas. Thrilling racing down the straight there. As Senna pits for the second time. Great racing there. Jens up to 6th place now and chasing Swanton. He's certainly got some pace. Smug finally, I think, losing the tyres. He's dropped back now from Jaden. Is it going to be time for Smug to pit? Yes, it is. Smug pits. Now let's see what he puts on and where he comes back out. Has Jens done enough to get back ahead of his teammate? It is soft tyres for Smug. Into the pits comes Swanton. That frees Jens, who's done the fastest lap of the race, and will come out ahead of Smug. Smug then behind. Brad Mason pits again with Swanton. Smug's going to come into traffic here, and behind the 3 of them, Sloth, Ninjas and Joker, all ahead of Smug, who is now P8. Jaden leads but is still yet to pit. Joker passes Ninjas, and Smug's looking to do that as well pretty quickly. Brad rejoins in 12th behind Easy Life. What can Smug do now on soft tyres? We shall see. His first overtake will be Ninja's. Joker passes Sloth. Hello to Noodles in the chat. Thank you very much for the follow the other day. Much appreciated. Smug passes Ninjas for P7. And into the pits goes Sloth. Sloth into the pits. Kevin's in amongst this battle now. Swanton picks up a penalty. That's not going to help him. Buddy's Vengeance now caught right up to Jaden, who's done 20 laps on these hard tyres. Sloth is going to rejoin down in 12th place ahead of Keith. Smug now up to 6th, Kevin 7th. Ninja's has done 20 laps on the medium tyres. Incredible stint from him. He will have to pit surely. Before too long, Buddy's Vengeance is going to take the lead. Jaden seems not interested in making a pit stop just yet. Buddy's Vengeance retakes the lead. Here is Smug trying to go past Joker. And doing so. Smug passes Joker. Kevin could do as well here. And there they go. Could be 3 wide. Kevin's going to dive on Smug. And Kevin passes both of them. Ninja's finally into the pit lane. Kevin up to 5th from Smug 6th. Joker 7th. Swanton up to 8th now. Ninjas will come out behind Brad and Easy Life and Sloth, I think. Indeed, he comes back out in 12th place. Kevin picks up a time penalty as he defends from Smug and Joker. Is Jaden finally going to pit this time? He is. Into the pits comes Jaden. It's surely soft tyres for him, and he'll be one to watch as we go on towards the end of this race. 23 of 33 we're on now. Sloth is going to close in on Easy Life and probably passing quite easily, judging by the difference in tyres here. Jaden is rejoining in 4th place ahead of Kevin and Smug. So it's worked well for Jaden. I think it's worked best for Jens though, as he's 3rd and now has a big gap. Sloth does pass Easy Life, and that is up to P10 for him. Can Jaden reel in Jens in the last 10 laps? He's got a 10-second gap to try and bridge. We have a little look at the penalties now, and it's 11 seconds for Kevin. That's really going to ruin his race. 6 for Joker and Ninjas. So Smug's sitting pretty really with these two around him. Then 3 for UJ. 3 for Swanton, Brad, Easy Life and Keith. Ninjas and Senna have 6 each. But Kevin really is going to lose quite a bit out of this, as we see him lose a place now because Smug is going up his inside. Smug up to 5th place. Ninjas is going to pass Easy Life here, is he? He is indeed. Or maybe not. Ninjas round the outside and does get it done. The fresh soft tyres doing their job there. And Ninjas up to 11th place. Kevin dropping back from Smug now. Jaden has got the gap to Jens down to 7.5 seconds. Let's keep an eye on that gap because it is closing. There he is, fastest lap of the race for Jaden. He is flying now. And trying to close that gap to Jens and get on the podium. Meanwhile, Buddy's Vengeance is away. 4 seconds clear, plus UJ has a penalty. And looks set for victory. I missed a couple of comments. King Kong's moaning about the adverts. Come over to my channel and subscribe then. Good evening, Mr. King Kong. Miller Vanilla says UJ's flying on mediums, and then he dropped off by a few tenths. So it's commentator's curse rather than commentator's curse today, which I prefer. But Jaden is pulling the time out of Jens at the moment. If he keeps at this pace, he will catch before the end of the race. Smug's got a couple of seconds gap now to Kevin, whose race is going to be ruined by all those penalties. Swanton needs to do a bit of catching up if he wants to benefit from Kevin's penalties. So he's got one of his own. In fact, the majority of the field have got penalties. Just Sloth, Smug, Jaden, Jens and Buddy without them. And let's keep an eye on Jaden because he's closing that gap. It's down to 5 seconds now. It was 10 about 3 laps ago. He is reeling Jens in at the moment. Keith picks up another time penalty. He's at the back with Senna at the moment. A glitch there. Less than 5 seconds now as Jaden continues to put in the quick laps to try and get this podium. Buddies and UJ, who have led throughout, did pit a bit earlier, so could potentially have some tyre management problems towards the end of the race. Ninjas picks up another penalty. He's currently P11. The gap now under 4 seconds for Jaden. And he's going to start to see the Ferrari up ahead of him on certain parts of the track. Keith passes Senna. That's the battle to avoid last place at the moment. And Senna had a bit of a problem there. The yellow flag was out briefly. Everyone still remarkably on the same lap. So Buddy's Vengeance is catching Senna to lap him. We've got it almost down to 2.5 seconds now between Jens and Jaden. The battle for the podium is...
I found the crown of France in the gutter. I picked it up with the tip of my sword and placed it atop my own head.
Without me, you are just a brute.
I'm the first to admit when I make a mistake. It's a trap! I simply never do.
That dentist clean feeling fades the next day because my toothbrush leaves 50% of plaque behind. So I switched to the Oral-B IO electric toothbrush.
Its dentist-inspired round brush head cleans for 100% more plaque removal.
Now I get that dentist clean feeling every single day.
Oral-B. Brush like a pro.
This is the world we live in. Monsters are an inescapable reality.
If you want to save millions of lives, we can use some help.
These are our dreams.
Nice.
Right?
Impact, lap 30 of 33, we're on now. Coming close to the end now, and Jaden has not managed to get within that 1.5 seconds. There you see the gap. Is Jens going to hold on for a podium? There are literally no other battles on track at the moment. We'll go back to the penalties shortly to see what those are doing. Swanton still needs to close, I think, a bit more to jump Kevin. Still 1.5 seconds the gap for Jaden as we start lap 31 of 33. Jaden 1.5 seconds slower than his fastest lap time. He's going to need a quali lap or two if he's going to get this done. Everyone else is surely now thinking keep it clean and get to the end. Buddy's Vengeance in 5 seconds clear of UJ, who's 9 ahead of Jens. Jaden is doing his best to close, and now he is closing within a second. Is he going to get DRS down the main straight for a couple of laps here? This is the battle for the final podium place. Ninjas picks up another penalty. Hands off is Jens! Jens has spun! The pressure told for Jens and he spun. And Jaden will take that podium place. Jens has managed to recover it. But how close is Smug going to be? Not going to be a threat to Jens. But there goes the grandstand finish. Jaden is going to take that third place. We're on the penultimate lap now. We'll go back to the penalties for you. Joker's got 6 seconds of penalties. But that's not going to cost him. He should stay within 5 and jump Kevin. Swanson's not going to do anything from where he is. Neither is Brad. UJ's got enough of a gap to Jaden to not worry. Ninja's currently with 12 seconds. Hello to Legs in the chat who says Baker smells. We will be joining Baker later on. Jens picks up a penalty now. It's all gone wrong for Jens in the last couple of laps. That's not going to cost him anything because Smug is still far enough behind. Buddy's Vengeance starts the final lap of the race then. Don't forget, no second stream from me this evening on Twitch, but do join us on kick.com/BakerPlays with a Z, where we'll be doing some social play races with Baker from 10 PM. Then I'll be back with Blobby Mondays. DRS 8 PM, Blobby Mondays 10 PM on Monday. Where it's Singapore for Blobby Mondays after the disaster that was Monza. And I'm not quite sure where we're going. And Jaden picks up a penalty. That's not going to affect anything. But it does mean that only 3 drivers are going to complete without a penalty. That's Buddies, the winner, Smug, and Sloth. Round comes Buddy's Vengeance then into the straight. Up and over the crest, and Buddy's Vengeance wins in Portugal. UJ will come home in second. And Jaden will take the final podium place. After hunting down, Kevin's picked up another penalty. Jaden third, Jens will come home in fourth. Then it's Smug in 5th place. 4-5 for Ferrari. Kevin's going to cross the line in 6th, but now will drop down. We'll see how many places he drops down. That last penalty might have just cost him an extra place. Joker takes 6th. Here comes Swanton. Takes 7th from Kevin. It's cost him 2 places, that last penalty. Because Swanton takes 7th. Brad takes 8th. Kevin will finish 9th. And Sloth will come home in 10th place. Senna finished 14th for lap down. Here's Ninjas coming over the line in 11th. Keith will be in 12th place, but may lose that 12th place to Easy Life. This is close with a penalty difference. So over comes Keith. Can Easy Life jump him? He does, I think. So Easy Life takes 12th from Keith in 13th. And Senna a lap down in 14th. But it's Buddy's day in Portugal. The Mercedes on the top step from UJ and Jaden. The red hand of Ulster flies, and Buddy's Vengeance takes the win. So it's Buddy's Vengeance then, with the win from UJ in second for Alfa Romeo. Jaden, fastest lap and third place. The Dutchman, a good drive for Williams. Jens pressured out of it into fourth. Smug in fifth place. A good showing from him from 11th on the grid. Joker from the back finished in sixth place. Swanton was seventh and Brad was eighth after their skirmish with Syme early on. Kevin, penalties cost him and he dropped to ninth. Sloth finishing 10th. Ninjas 11th. Easy Life in 12th. Keith dropped to 13th. Senna a lap down in 14th. Al Newt pit and quit after a tough race where he had a couple of drive-throughs and some other problems. And Syme DNF'd in that early incident. So there you have it. Bunny's Vengeance, UJ and Jaden taking advantage of Jacob not being here today, closing up the championship. That is going to be it from me for this week. This has been DRS Extreme. We're back on Monday with DRS regular season, Monday from 8 PM. Both here with me on Blobby_Butler and on Dynamic Racing League UK. Until then, do join me in about 40 minutes on kick.com/BakerPlays with a Z, where we'll be doing some social races to end your Thursday night. Until next week, I've been Blobby Butler. This has been DRS. Thank you very much and good night.